my name is Nora King and I am a real estate appraiser. Today, as I stand here in front of one of my favorite new spots in the city of Norwalk, I want to talk to you about retail and how it will be impacted by this pandemic we are all living through. Retail before the coronavirus was already stumbling and trying to find a new path. I live in Norwalk, Connecticut, and we just got that wonderful mall, the Sono Collection, and it has such wonderful stores like Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, the Apple Store, and Amazon Marketplace. Every day when I drive by it, I'm so worried about how it's going to end up because as a consumer, I love it, but as an appraiser, I'm challenged by it. Retail is the most vulnerable segment in commercial real estate, and it's declining the fastest. Many lack sufficient capital or lines of credit to pay their rents, and further, this extends the more leases that will go into default. Struggling retailers are skipping rent and asking for concessions, while landlords are demanding payments and having their own very tricky conversations with lenders. According to Rico Real Estate Corporation, mall owners and other retail landlords collected as little as 15% of what was owed this month, and it's expected to grow to $20 billion by the end of May. According to Daytex Property Solutions, as of April, only 44% of all national and non-national were paying the rent. That's it. It's down from 82% in March. The tenants that currently are not paying their rent are Ann Taylor Loft, 0%, down from 99% a month ago. AT&T Wireless went from 93% down to 80%. Barnes & Noble, 0%, and they were paying 99% before the coronavirus. Bath & Body Works, 0%, down from 84%. Carter's, 0%. Claire's Boutique, 0%. Dollar Tree stores, 91%. They were at 93% before the coronavirus. Dunkin' Donuts, they're down from 73% to only 54% paying their rent. Home Depot is held steady. Marshall's has held steady. Companies like Home Goods have held steady. Stores like Five Below, they were at 90%. They're down to 0% now. Nordstrom's, 0%. They're paying their rent right now. Old Navy, 0%. Party City, 0%. Starbucks is at 90%. They've held steady. The Gap, 0%. Target is at 97%. And Williams-Sonoma at 0%. So you can see what's going to happen with all of these tenants that are refusing or stopping to pay their rent. This refusal is going to backfire. What that means is that landlords who lease to retail tenants may find themselves in a cash crunch leading up to mortgage defaults. If properties were valued for loan purposes on the basis of multiple of earnings, a decline in rental income will lead to a decline in values, making it very difficult to refinance. So lenders will tighten up their loan to value ratios and the refinancing will become very difficult. So for the average homeowner or taxpayer, if towns and cities have large commercial vacancies, what's going to happen is it's going to lead to property value declines. For city and towns, they're going to have a plan. They're going to have to look for solutions to fill those vacant spaces, to help businesses and to help lenders. If not, they're going to have a city that's going to kind of deteriorate quickly. UBS predicts, based on the pandemic, that the U.S. retail industry is going to lose up to 17% stores countrywide by 2025. The winners out of this meltdown will be companies with sophisticated online operations and logistical networks. Walmart, Target, Amazon, they're going to be the companies that will sop up the market share. For brick and mortar retail to survive, there's going to need to be a lot of compromise between retail, the tenants, the landlord, the lenders, the tax municipalities. They're all going to have to figure out how to work together because tenants will need to figure out how to hold on to their workers. They're going to need to figure out how to hold on to their suppliers, and the landlords are going to have to figure out how to manage their bottom line and do it a lot tighter. Towns and city are going to need to want to hold on to their retail so that they don't have an overabundance of vacant spaces. The vacant spaces are going to lead to a lower grand list. That's going to bring down all the revenue that they're going to need to support schools and infrastructure. Retailers that were going gangbusters before the crisis, like fitness chains, restaurants, salons, and retailers that were very experience oriented, they're going to start struggling because they're going to have difficulty in enforcing the social distancing and all of the other requirements that are going to be coming their way. The mom and pop retailers, maybe, if they're lucky to survive, they're going to do okay, because I think consumers may prefer to shop local and in small boutiques versus very large venues. So this might be one very good positive sign for the retail industry, but they're going to have to survive until the curve is truly flat. How I see this as an appraiser is these are going to be tough times to appraise retail because underwriting standards are going to get much tougher. Retailers that figure out the supply chain, do a better job of curbside, have flexible models will do better. Towns that are prepared for vacancies and have a plan will stabilize their grand list faster. Lenders that look at income but will also look outside of other things like strategies on how the retailers can survive, they'll make better loans. And appraisers who understand all of this and communicate this well will help stabilize this difficult road ahead of us. There is going to be a lot of thinking outside of the box. The issue we don't really know is what that box looks like right now. Thank you for listening, and I hope to have other interesting things to talk about in the next coming videos.